Hey, welcome back. In this video, I will give you 5 reasons why 11-inch iPad Pro is pure unadulterated garbage. And at the end of this video, I will reveal which iPad model you should consider instead. Let's dive in. At number 1, the display. It is the most important thing when it comes to any tablets. That being said, the display in 2021 11-inch iPad Pro is pure garbage compared to the 12.9-inch model. It's using the same tech from 2018. Since then, the world has changed. Boris got his first haircut, Thor is in shape now, and Benifer is back, allegedly. Regardless, I'm confused why Apple won't put their Super Retina XDR glory on their 11-inch iPad Pro models. It's called Pro, right? Now what's the point of upgrading from an older iPad to this garbage? But some may say, what about the new M1 chip? That would justify the upgrade. Which brings to my next point, power. An iPad Pro from 2018 can still run apps without any hiccups and feels as fast as any 2021 iPad Pros. So this notion that you need the latest processor to have the most smoothest iPad user experience is just nonsense. By the way, having a Bugatti with a top speed of 304 miles per hour and driving it on speed bumps doesn't do any justice to that car. That's the same with iPad OS. Apple puts limitations like speed bumps. For instance, Apple will only allow 5GB of RAM to be used by single app. This meant the only advantage to buying the higher spec model was the ability to keep more apps in memory at the same time for multitasking purposes rather than empowering a single application. But recently, Apple announced that iPadOS 15 will allow apps to request access to more RAM. But Apple wants that access to additional memory is not guaranteed. It is also currently unclear how much additional RAM will be granted. Not only that, Apple asks the developers to make sure the app still behaves correctly if additional memory isn't available. So basically what Apple said is, if your app keeps crashing because of low RAM, then don't blame us. Now which app developer will take this risk? Come on Apple. By the way, let me guess, maybe AR games can tap into that power that M1 has to offer. But then everyone is hooked on to PUBG Mobile or Clash of Clans. Maybe some of those power can be used to drive the pixel in an XDR display. Wait, what? 11-inch iPad doesn't have a Super Retina XDR display? Great. Apple in its grand scheme always made sure the iPads could never replace a laptop by choking it and gagging it with OS limitations. But there is one thing which can take advantage of all those M1 power, and that's the camera system. But then, does anyone take photographs or videos on an iPad? Other than older uncles in Indian weddings? I know it is a sight to behold, but even in our homes we don't dare do that hideous act. To avoid the shame, we take pictures of papers and send them as scans instead. Now someone please explain what's the point of these cameras? Do we need true depth camera system to take scans? That's just overkill. And speaking about LiDAR, when did we really use it other than measuring lengths of weird objects? At number 4, portability. Every time you search for an 11-inch iPad Pro on YouTube, almost all the tech YouTubers will spew this garbage that 11-inch is the perfect size and how they are much more portable than MacBook Air. No, it is not, because as soon as you throw a magic keyboard with an 11-inch iPad, the total weight of this combo comes closer to the weight of a MacBook Air. Where is the portability now, huh? Moreover, Magic Keyboard for 11-inch model is really small and the keys are all cramped up. Hence the typing experience is not that great. You need baby hands to make it feel big. Just ask Mr. Pull.
Am I crazy? Or is your hand really small?
About the size of a KFC spork. I bet it feels huge in this hand.
At number 5, app content and text size. With an 11-inch iPad, you end up seeing less content inside apps, period. This is much more pronounced in apps like Safari, where web pages show less text compared to a 12.9-inch model. As a student myself, I always choose the bigger 12.9-inch iPad because every time I write, I don't have to zoom in to compensate for the lack of space like you would normally do with an 11-inch model. And this zooming in and zooming out gestures end up wasting my precious time, which I could then use to check out some IG models instead. Having said that, the fonts on the 12-inch iPad Pro looks much bigger and are much more comfortable to read compared to the tiny ones on the 11-inch model. As a result, I strain my eyes less, I have less headache, which leads to longer study time. And finally, I can be anything my Indian parents wanted me to be, a doctor or an engineer. By the way, please smash the like button if you are getting some value out of this video. And as a thank you for doing so, here's a cute picture. One more thing, the price. The other bigger reason why anyone would prefer the 11-inch model is its price. It is cheaper than its older brother but more expensive than its younger sister, and this makes the 11-inch model an awkward middle child. If you're looking for a budget-friendly iPad, go for the iPad Air. It is much cheaper and moreover it has the same screen. Looks the same, feels the same, even its size is almost the same. Well, the only major difference are its M1 chip, 120Hz refresh panel, and that's a small price to pay when your savings are this huge. And for everyday use, it's perfect. So to answer the question at the beginning of this video, which iPad model should you buy instead of this 11-inch garbage? Well, if you are a student and you are considering to use your iPad as your main computer, then get the 12.9-inch 2021 iPad Pro model. But if you are on a budget or you are looking for a more portable option and all you want is to do normal iPad-y stuff like watching movies, reading books, browsing, then get the iPad Air 4. And please don't buy an iPad Pro 11-inch model, because with the new iPadOS 15, all you can do differently now is move widgets. Speaking of amazing features, iOS 15 was a treat, with Apple announcing portrait mode for FaceTime, new notification summary, but there are 13 other hidden features inside iOS 15 that Apple didn't mention, like free iCloud, EXIF editing and more. Click here to watch it right now and I will see you there.